So I am going to show you quickly that in eoStar. So I already have a reconcile tool showing right here. So this is basically for May, for this database that I'm using. I'm doing the whole month of May. It looks at my ION daily total, my GL total, tells me my discrepancy, and then if there is a discrepancy, it highlights it in red. But I didn't know what to do next. So now I can use my reporting tool to see, maybe catch some stuff on that. So let's start here with 5.5. I got 132.86. So if I go to GL reporting, so it's right underneath the GL menu, so very easy to find, GL reporting. I can come over here and go, oops, not 9.5, I want May 5th. So I'm just going to look at the one day so I can try to figure out what that discrepancy is. I'm going to go ahead and use the ledger date, load GL. Now there's two tabs. There's the GL entries, which is basically like your T accounts. It actually gives you your debit account, gives you your credit account for each transaction. You can do some stuff in here, kind of see by source where everything is going. I tend to use the account impacts because this will actually break it apart so you actually see one side. So I can see everything for my accounts receivables or my cash, debit and credit on the ticket number. So it splits the T account so each line is separate. You can do different reporting on it, however that's going to be. So you got the standard columns, supplier, if it was a purchase, customers, what account it hit, it was it a debit or credit, how much. But you can also right click on it and do column chooser, and there's more options. So right now it's doing the account name. Maybe you don't know what those are, but you know numbers really well, so you can add the account number instead. There's also the account type, so that's what we've added into eoStar that those reconcile tools use. So I can, knowing that I'm looking at my AR reconcile tool, that's what I want to know. I want to know what everything is hitting in my AR account. Once I have some of that stuff all set up, again, I can do the save layout. So I can hit the save button, I can name my layout, and then it's saved for next time. I've already done that for a few things. So I'm gonna come over here and hit my webinar layout. So now what it's done is it's got my account type, it's got my ledger, and it's grouping by ledger source, and I have my filter. Then on the amount, I can right click up over here and hit my sum so I can see everything based on my source of what's hitting my AR account. So going back to my discrepancy, first thing I'd probably do is actually go down to these and look at the ledger sources that are actually hitting those accounts. So here's a little bit where some understanding of eoStar and the ledgers and what hits what is going to be useful. So I got to know what type of sources should and should not be hitting my AR. Order line price, that's what I'm charging my customers, the discount, deposit, I'm going to charge them for it. Maybe I'll have to pay it back later, but still an AR transaction. Them paying all the bills. Now there's miscellaneous charge there. Voided payment, so it was a payment that was entered but maybe then by mistake, so they voided it. It's AR write-off, so that's pretty good. Charge EFT amounts is a credit back to the customer through EFT. But there's two that kind of give me an alert. Is the charge miscellaneous charge amounts probably okay because again it's a charge to a customer, but the route rec other expense, that would not hit AR. Usually when you have other expenses, that's something that the driver, some type of charge the driver incurred while running his route. So maybe it's something like, toll, he had a toll he had to pay, or that he took it out of his cash or something like that. So usually these kind of things would more likely hit your cash account to show that you don't have that money that the customer gave us to deposit because he used it to pay something else. And then some type of miscellaneous expense account or something like that. But it looks like because the sum is 0, that's already been fixed and it's probably not our issue. Instead, what I can also do is take my filter off. So I got this account type AR filter on here. So I could take it off. And now I'm going to look at those same sources that I know are supposed to hit AR and verify that half of it should be going to AR. So if I look at my order line price, first I want to group by my account type. Oh, jumped in right into the first one, but as you can see, my AR and my sales. So between the two, I mean, for order line price, pretty much all of it should be going to my AR. This is all stuff that's going to be my customer is going to have to pay me. And the other side go into some type of sales accounts, miscellaneous income, whatever it is. So really, since most of it's AR and sales, these should be equal. Instead, I got this other for $113.92, which is my discrepancy. If I go down to like discount, see AR and sales, they're both at basically the same amounts. You know, one's a debit, one's a credit, but they're the same. Order line cost doesn't have anything to do with AR. Order line deposit uses AR and other. At some point it was set to sales, but is it no longer? So I'd go down through all of my sources that I know are supposed to hit AR. So check amounts, AR and cash, just to verify that, and look for something like this. This is where half of it's not going to AR. There's $113.92, which is my discrepancy, hitting this other account. Since order line price, this is where I would then go and check out my GL sources to find out if maybe I got something mapped incorrectly. So order line price, my GL rules, and here I only have the two accounts, so it's not a mapping at this point anyways. So I'm going to go back to it there, and I can hit the plus sign and I can get more details now. So unfortunately, the distribution window doesn't work in this window, but it's very useful still. So I don't know what is actually hitting this other account here. So I am going to go look at one of these invoices with the distribution window open. So 62,965. So when I open it, it's normally going to start up at these actual entries, so it's going to show me everything that's in the DRCR table. But there's been a lot of changes. There's been some FIFO recomputes. At one point there was something that was not set up with a GL account at all. I don't want to see all of that. I want to see what is currently in there right now. So I'm going to use this current snapshot. What's also nice about the current snapshot is that it relays back more to the actual orders tables or purchase tables instead of just the DRCR. So now I can get more details on it also. I can hit my show details and my show GL groups. I can filter my source because my problem is order line price. And then I should look at my account names. So most of them are receivables. Now here is my one, miscellaneous income. So now I can see what items giving me a problem. There is no item groups in this database, so otherwise I'd be able to find them in this column on the right. Right now it's this miss item. Just knowing the database and knowing the name structure of the database, I know that this is not just a normal item. It's probably going to be a billing code. Really knowing eoStar also, you can't put special accounts on per normal item. So if it's a product, a raw good, whatever that's going to be, you can't set a specific credit and debit account on it, but you can have billing codes. So that's where I'm going to go next. So I go to records, product, billing codes, find my miscellaneous billing code, and here's where I'm crediting sales and debiting miscellaneous income, which is not correct. This should be some type of AR or receivables account. So once I have that done, I post it. I'm gonna go to my GL and refresh modified GL rules. This is a good habit just to be to get into, is hitting this before doing any type of GL recompute. most time, if you're the only one doing things and you only use the one window, you probably don't need to do this. But if you have two people doing it, or if you have two windows open, you might be making changes in one, but you're going to go run the GL recompute in the other. Well, the different sessions may not refresh at the same rate, so you could have changes that you don't actually get that weren't already made and now up to date when you do your GL recompute. So it's just a good habit to go in there and hit that. Then go to my file database administration, recompute, GL accounts. So I'm going to do my date range that I'm working with, 5/1 to 5/30. It's AR, so it has nothing to do with purchases. I could do my payments and stuff, but I haven't made any changes with that. I've only changed the billing codes, which has to do with orders. So I'm going to run my recompute. So what this should do is now, once this is done, we'll go back to the reconcile tool, rerun that. Hopefully there's a bunch of lines that are no longer red that were red, and then we can keep going from there. So if I go back there, so we see the day that we're looking at was 5/5 for 132.86. I'm going to rerun the tool, and quite a bit of it's gone. 5/5 is perfect. 5/6 only like 2 cents. So there's still some issues, but again, just keep using that GL reporting tool. Find my next day. The next huge one is on 5/16. I'd use that one. Go back to there, put in that date only, and start breaking down the transactions again. So again, a great tool to help us quickly go through the reconcile process.